The secret power of silence. Why the strongest people speak the least. Imagine this. You're in the middle of an argument. Words are flying, emotions are rising, and every second you feel the pressure to say something to prove you're right. But what if the real power doesn't come from arguing at all? What if the strongest people in history weren't the loudest but the ones who spoke the least? There's a hidden skill that few people talk about, a skill used by great philosophers, warriors, and leaders alike. And if you master it, you'll never lose another argument again. What is it? Silence. Let's explore the psychology behind why silence is more powerful than words and how you can use it to gain the upper hand in any situation. Why people argue and why most lose before they begin. Why do people argue? It's rarely about truth. More often, it's about something deeper, something emotional. Ego protection. People fight to defend their identity. If someone challenges their beliefs, they feel personally attacked. Control and dominance. Arguments aren't always about ideas. They're about power. Who gets the last word? Who controls the room? Insecurity. Many people argue not because they're confident, but because they're afraid of being wrong. Here's the problem. The moment you react emotionally, you've already lost. Why? Because now you're playing someone else's game. You've let them control your state of mind. But there's a way to flip the script. By using strategic silence, you shift the power back into your hands without saying a word. The power of silence and why the smartest minds use it. In philosophy, silence isn't just the absence of speech, it's a tool. The ancient Stoics, for example, believed that emotions were the enemy of reason. If someone can make you react, they can control you. Instead of arguing, they used silence in 3 powerful ways. To observe, not react. The first person to lose their temper in an argument loses control. When you stay silent, you force the other person to reveal their real emotions. To create psychological pressure, people fear silence more than words. A well-timed pause makes people uncomfortable. It makes them second-guess themselves. To speak with precision, when you finally do speak, your words carry more weight. A single well-placed sentence can outmatch an entire monologue. This technique has been used by some of the most influential minds in history. Let's look at a few examples. The 3 masters of silence. Socrates, the philosopher who defeated people without fighting. Socrates never needed to yell or debate aggressively. Instead, he asked questions that exposed people's contradictions. A politician might claim, "I know what justice is." Socrates wouldn't argue. He'd simply ask, "Then what exactly is justice?" With each answer, he'd ask another question, forcing the person to realize their own ignorance. By staying silent and letting others talk, Socrates made them defeat themselves. This is a powerful lesson. You don't need to prove people wrong. Let them do it themselves. Bruce Lee, the fighter who mastered mental control. Bruce Lee wasn't just a martial artiste, was a philosopher. He believed that true power comes from control, not aggression. Imagine a fight. 2 opponents face off. One is loud, taunting, throwing wild punches. The other, still, calm, watching. Who has the real advantage? Bruce Lee understood that reacting emotionally makes you predictable. But when you stay composed, your opponent doesn't know what to expect. They make mistakes. You don't. In life, arguments work the same way. The moment you react, you give up control. But if you stay silent, you become unreadable powerful. Miyamoto Musashi, the samurai who killed with silence. Miyamoto Musashi was Japan's greatest samurai. He fought over 60 duel-san, won every single one. His secret? He won before the fight even began. How? Before a duel, he wouldn't trash talk or threaten his opponent. He would arrive late, say little, stare. His silence created fear. His enemies became anxious, unsure of themselves before he even drew his sword. The lesson? Silence can be more intimidating than words. Sometimes the best move isn't to argue or defend yourself, it's to say nothing and let the other person unravel. How to use this power in real life? So, how can you use this ancient strategy today? Here are 3 practical ways. In arguments, pause before responding. Most people respond instantly, without thinking. Instead, take a breath. Let silence settle. This makes people uncomfortable and gives you control of the conversation. In negotiations, speak less than the other person. Salespeople use this trick all the time. The person who talks less usually wins because they make the other person feel the silence. Want to get a better deal? State your price and say nothing. Watch how the other person reacts. In social situations, master the power of the pause. Ever noticed how great speakers pause before they say something important? It makes their words feel stronger, more authoritative. The same works in daily life. Silence makes people pay attention. Final thoughts. Why true strength is silent. The world teaches us that power comes from speaking up, from proving yourself, from being the loudest in the room. But history tells us the opposite. The most powerful people aren't the ones who argue the most. They're the ones who speak only when necessary. Because silence isn't weakness, it's control. And when you master it, you become untouchable. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe.